So you mean to tell me all those late nights, what you doing, where you at? I've seen Jay-Z at his house. I've seen T. Jakes at his house. I've seen Chris Brown at his house. I've seen Jordan Woods at his house. I've seen Travis Scott at his house. I've seen Beyonce at his house. I've seen Tiana Taylor. I've seen them all.
There are moments in the world of celebrity drama when the internet holds its breath, when whispers turn into storms, and the line between rumor and truth begins to blur so fast that nobody knows what to believe anymore. And tonight, this is one of those moments. Because out of nowhere, Tasha K has stepped back into the spotlight with a claim so wild, so explosive, that even the most seasoned gossip lovers didn't see it coming. She's saying Beyonce and Jay-Z, yes, the Carters, allegedly paid Jason Lee millions to keep his mouth shut about something involving their children. And whether people believe her or not, the internet is spun up like a tornado, dissecting every word, every screenshot, every breath she takes. But here's the twist. This isn't just another rumor floating around for clicks. This story cuts deep into years of tension, quiet feuds, unfinished business, and the kind of behind-the-scenes pressure that only comes with being one of the most powerful celebrity couples on Earth.
I'm gonna tell them while Johnny puts a beep over this part of the show, so you'll never know what it is, but I want you to see their reactions, and I'm going to do it right now. Ooh. And that's where I go back to, like, we're friends in the game. We support each other. We help each other out. Can you imagine had I put that on Hollywood Law? Oh, there's one more thing. Beat this, Johnny. Woo! So that in itself, I think Beyonce could have gave me a, you know what I mean? Like, there should be a little love there. Now,
maybe she doesn't know.
Beyonce doesn't know.
Yeah, I don't think Beyonce, and they're not going to share that with her.
Yvette knows. I got the receipts. I still have the receipts. Yvette know I got the receipts. I got them. Now if I get that message to Beyonce,
yes,
I can get it to I'm connected. I could get the message to Beyonce.
She needs to know.
And I think people like her publicist, who I love, and I'm just being critical. That's just what I do. You know that, Yvette. We're trying to book Kelly Rowland right now. Now, if I don't get Kelly Rowland because I say this about, then it's gonna be a problem. Then I'm putting out receipts. The receipts I just told you about, then I'll put those out.
The fires that will come of that.
I ain't worried. I ain't going nowhere. I'm telling you right now, I'm not playing this industry.
It pulls together old grudges, new alliances, and the uncomfortable truth that sometimes silence is more powerful and more expensive than a headline. And what nobody expected was how quickly this rumor would bring old wounds back to the surface, especially between Tasha K and Jason Lee, two people who have never been strangers to controversy. To understand how we got to this moment, this messy, tangled explosion on social media, we have to rewind. Because this drama didn't begin with the Carters. It started long before, inside a web of rivalry, hurt feelings, and online battles that only grew louder with time. Jason Lee didn't pop up out of nowhere. Long before this latest whirlwind, he was already known as one of the most connected and, at times, most controversial figures in hip-hop media.
You know, a lot of these celebrities, every single celebrity in the culture has been to Diddy's house, which means they've gone through all his phones, text messages. I can read you my text message to Diddy. What day is it airing on the show, on the network? Are you coming on the show? Diddy, what's this? It's all been business for me. It's been business for me. I don't have nothing inappropriate to them people because I don't deal with them like that. So you mean to tell me all those late nights, what you doing, where you at? I've seen Jay-Z at his house. I've seen T. Jakes at his house. I've seen Chris Brown at his house. I've seen Jordan Woods at his house. I've seen Travis Scott at his house. I've seen Beyonce at his house. I've seen Tiana Taylor. I've seen them all. Now, we was all in the backyard, but I've seen them all. I've seen Usher there. I've seen DaBaby there. I've seen Justin Bieber there. I've seen... Everybody's been to a Diddy party. I've seen Lindsay Lohan, Ashton Kutcher, Demi Moore, Tyrese, Amber Rose. I've seen them all have been there. Mary J. Blige. I've seen them all.
Somebody who could get an exclusive before anyone else. Someone who stayed close to celebrities, but wasn't afraid to call them out if he felt crossed. For years, he was everywhere. Red carpets, premieres, backstage passes, exclusive parties. And no matter what anyone thought of him, one thing was clear. Jason always had access. Access to people, access to private spaces, access to conversations others weren't invited to. Which is exactly why some folks online always believe that Jason knew more than he ever said publicly, that he'd seen things, heard things, been around moments the rest of the world would never know about unless he decided to speak up. And that belief is what makes Tasha K's new claims so electrifying. Because whether true or not, she's tapping into something many fans already suspected. Jason doesn't reveal everything he knows, not even close.
Why would I, Jason Lee, I'm getting calls, and I haven't even said anything. They ain't called me to go to the Rock Nation brunch. They haven't called me to go to the Gold Party.
To accept being honored.
They haven't called me when we offered to honor Jay-Z at the award show. They didn't call me to go to the press conference about striking the deal with the NFL while we were kneeling for Kaepernick. They didn't call me to ask me what I thought about her hair care product. They didn't call me to offer a free bottle of her perfume. I didn't get to go backstage on her tour for the Renaissance. In fact, when the video circulated making it look like I've been chasing her around like a super fan, which I am a super fan, but I chase nobody. Nobody's called me to clear that up. I haven't gotten a delivery of white flowers with a little card from Beyonce. Why is everybody calling me now?
Oh, and you also stopped.
Don't we not going to even go there? I stopped a major thing for Beyonce. Didn't even get a thank you.
But now everybody's
why is everybody calling me now? Because I'm a firefighter. Because I run towards fires and I put them out or I fan the flames. But why is everybody calling me now? And that's the problem that I have with this whole situation. But I am going to save this conversation for Jay-Z. Jay-Z, you're watching. I know you're watching because you got people calling me. Stop having people call me. You can call me yourself. You know how to get my number. You know you got people calling me. Call me yourself because this right here is going to go viral. The way my job works on the internet, everybody's going to be clipping, sharing on TikTok. Watch this. Do your thing, TikTok. Jay-Z and Beyonce is going to see this. I am exhausted with people calling me about Jay-Z and Beyonce. You've never called for anything else, and I haven't even said anything about you yet. And yet I'm getting all these calls. I've gotten more calls over the weekend about Jay-Z and Beyonce. You know, I think this is an opportunity to have a bridge and have a conversation about how this thing works, because I'm not a publicist. I am not I'm just Jason, okay? And I have opinions about unlocking Hollywood. Remember I said at the top of this show, or somewhere in the show, that I was in love with the entertainment industry until I found out it was Jeffrey Dahmer. This is part of the gnawing at the wrist that the industry does. You know, black excellence, we don't show up for each other like we should. And then when the shit's about to hit the fan or some shit, you think I'm gonna go fan some shit. Now you're showing up. You know, again, I'm not angry. I'm a little disappointed because as much as I've loved this woman for years, I told you I don't like her as much as I used to. I still love her, but I'm not as super fan like I used to be. You know how much I was this woman, this is everything. And this together is everything. But is it? I think this is an opportunity to have a conversation because I believe that we as a culture should be very supportive of each other before this stuff happens, so that way our proximity to it can help us tell the real story. That's why we got to be working together to tell our stories. But I will tell you, to the audience, if I do come up missing, all the calls I've been getting have been about him. And listen, I haven't had any threatening calls. Nobody has said that they're going to hurt me, so I want to go on record for that.
But let's talk about Tasha K for a moment. Because love her or hate her, one thing nobody can deny is that she brings drama with her like a shadow. Every time she posts, the internet jumps. Every time she speaks, somebody feels attacked, exposed, or dragged into a conversation they never wanted to be part of. She's built a platform off saying the things most people wouldn't dare whisper. And when she aims her spotlight at someone, it becomes a spectacle, for better or worse. So when she suddenly starts hinting that something major went down between Jason Lee and the Carters, the internet didn't just listen, it exploded. Here's where the story gets even more interesting. Jason Lee and Beyonce have a rocky history that fans never forget. There was the "Beyonce didn't invite me" situation, the shade, the accusations, the moments of tension that played out online as Jason insisted he wasn't getting the respect he felt he deserved from her team. Whether it was a misunderstanding or a bigger issue behind the scenes, nobody knows. But what people do know is that something was off. And that tension never fully disappeared. Which brings us to today. Tasha K is claiming Jason wasn't just silent out of the kindness of his heart. She says money changed hands. Big money. Money meant to keep Jason from exposing something dealing with the Carter kids, one of the most private topics in the entire entertainment world. Nobody expected that twist. Nobody was ready for that level of accusation. And in the world of celebrity gossip, the one thing everyone understands is this. Once a rumor includes the children of a major celebrity, the stakes immediately skyrocket. But here's what makes the whole thing even more dramatic. Jason Lee hasn't exactly been quiet this past year. He's been popping up, making statements, calling out people, defending others, hinting at secrets, walking right up to the edge of revealing things, but never fully crossing the line. It's like he's always holding something back, something big, something that would shock everyone if it ever came out. So when Tasha K points her finger and says, "He was paid," people listen, not because they believe it's true, but because they believe it could be possible. The internet thrives on what if. And this one? This one is a whole storm of what if. But let's talk about why Tasha K's words hit so hard. She knows her audience. She knows how to deliver a story in pieces, how to drop hints just enough to make people start digging through old clips, old posts, old interviews. The way she talks, the way she builds her stories, it creates tension. It creates a feeling that she knows something we don't. And whether she's right or wrong, the emotions she stirs are real. So when she said Beyonce and Jay-Z allegedly paid for Jason's silence, the internet didn't just react, it spiraled. Suddenly, people were pulling up Jason Lee's old comments about insiders, old fallouts, old accusations, anything that could fit into the puzzle she was painting. Some defended him, some dragged him. Others said, "I knew this years ago." You know how social media is. Once a spark drops, everyone becomes a detective. But here's where things get uncomfortable. Whether true or not, a rumor like this puts pressure on everybody involved. Jason looks like he's hiding something. Beyonce and Jay-Z, two people fiercely protective of their children, look like they've been pulled into a mess they never wanted. And Tasha K, well, she's at the center of the storm again, adding to her reputation as someone who will say anything, no matter how explosive. And beneath the drama, beneath the rumors and the theories, there's something deeper, something sadder, something real. Because behind every rumor, every accusation, every dramatic YouTube video, there are real people, real families, real children who didn't ask to be part of this world. And no matter how much the internet loves a good scandal, it's the families who carry the emotional weight when things spiral out of control. Nobody knows the truth behind Tasha K's claim. Nobody knows what Jason Lee knows or doesn't know. Nobody knows what the Carters have or haven't done. What we do know is that fame is a heavy burden, and protecting a family at that level is almost impossible. Every move is watched. Every whisper becomes a headline. Every disagreement becomes a conspiracy. And sometimes people say things online not because they're true, but because the internet rewards chaos. But here's the thought that sticks with people. The idea that even the biggest, most powerful celebrities might feel powerless when the wrong person has the right information. Whether that information is real, exaggerated, or imaginary doesn't even matter. The threat alone changes everything. So what happens next? Will Jason Lee respond? Will Tasha K double down? Will the Carters ignore it as they always do? Or is this rumor too big to let slide? Nobody knows. But one thing is certain. This story isn't ending here. It's only beginning. And as always, the truth, whatever it is, will reveal itself eventually. It always does.